before we get started, let's go ahead and make sure we have everything we need. So obviously, you want your vinyl. Got 12 by 18 inches here to work with. I have my Moldcraft Tough Tails for underneath. I picked red and pink for my lure head, which, by the way, is an XL 861 by Eric Koyanagi. It's a 16-inch lure head. I got my standard scissors, pen or pencil, ruler, and then I got super glue here. We use gel control to keep it a little easier. And to tie it all together, I use 30-pound nylon rigging floss. This is just the pound we use here in the store. Well, for skirting, you can use whatever pound you'd like. So, now that I have all my ingredients, let's skirt a beautiful vinyl lure. Alright, it's time to start cutting our vinyl, so I'm going to go ahead and go on the back side. So, at the top, I'm going to want to give myself at least 2 inches of space. That's going to be the top part of the lure. Alright, nice there. Each leg is going to be about 1 centimeter in length. That looks like about enough. I just like to make them perfectly straight, so I put dots on the top and bottom here. Now to make the lines for my legs to cut. This is our finished line work. I'm gonna go about, let's say that's about 8 inches. Most lures, you only need like about 6 legs, since it's 6 inches of legs, but 8 inches is gonna cover extra large lures. So that's what I'm gonna cut today. Woo! Now that was fun, huh? Look at that. Perfect. Now that our vinyl's all cut up, I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting up my newels. So for this particular lure head, I'm gonna go ahead and cut 3 strands. You can do 2 if it's a smaller lure. It really is up to you of how many you want to use and how thick you like your tough tails underneath. Now you might hear me say call them newels. That's just what they used to be called, but they are official Tough Tails by Moldcraft. Okay, so I'm gonna pull off my floss here. While I'm skirting, I always tie everything down with slip knots. It just makes it real simple. Okay. So I want to make it pink on bottom and red on the sides. Okay, so when I tie them, I make the floss as close to that ridge, the upper ridge, as possible. Make sure you want to tie it nice and tight. And the nice thing about this is while I'm here, I'll make sure that these are both as even as they could be. Okay, through the slip knot here. I'm just doing a overhand knot to finish up this set of newels. I got my first set of newels done, and now I gotta cut off this extra rubber up here. I gotta cut these. Alright, time for the red newels. And if you're a pro, you can tie all 4 down at once. I've done it a few times. On the bigger lure heads, like I said, it's really better to just take your time. Make sure it's nice and even. If these newels aren't even on your lure head, it could potentially hinder the way it trolls and change its pattern, so you want to be careful for that. Okay, I'm about ready to finish it up, so through the hoop, the loop, and pull through. cut off that extra rubber on those tuft tails. Now that I have my first tie down on those newels, I'm going to take another big piece of floss and I'm going to tie it again just a little underneath, and that's going to really hold down those newels so that they don't flap in the water, so that they keeps that lure nice and streamlined, huh? Okay. Now I'm gonna overhand knot these again.